Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, and today we're going to be talking about loneliness. And so I know earlier in the summer we actually talked about homesickness, but loneliness really is a different thing from being homesick. Overall, homesickness and loneliness have some similar traits and tendencies to them, but if you're feeling homesick, I recommend you check out our homesickness video found here, and then you can get some good tips on how to deal with your homesickness. But if you're really feeling lonely, this is the video for you. Now, loneliness can really be defined as sadness because one is without companions or a company. And no, this doesn't mean just when you happen to shut yourself out in the library and do homework. Loneliness is really when you are just kind of really alone. So some of you may be really struggling to find that place where you fit in on campus, or to really find a group of friends that you really fit in with. And sometimes this takes a while for you to figure out where it is that you fit in. And the best practice for really finding out where you do fit in is to first of all be yourself, but also try new things, and you really want to put your experiences out there. Doing those two things really help you get out and try and break through this loneliness barrier that you're facing. The important thing to remember about loneliness, as it is with homesickness, is that literally you are not alone. You and a lot of people around you are all going through the same feeling. Not everyone's going to be open and talk about it, but I guarantee that someone around you is feeling lonely just like you are. But I guarantee someone around you might be feeling lonely just like you may be. The important thing about loneliness is that it's going to take a little extra push from you to really get yourself out there to break through this wall of loneliness that you have around you. You can't just assume that the right friends are going to just waltz right into your room one day and suddenly everything's going to be hunky-dory. You're really going to have to put yourself out there to go and meet these new people, and that's how you're going to establish yourself in these friend groups and really get out and experience a new world. Alright, so I'm going to go through a couple tips on ways that you can deal with feeling lonely while you're at college. First of all, be yourself. I know we talked about that in a previous video, which you can check out here, but being yourself will really help you to get out beyond that loneliness barrier and get to experience new people and new things while you're on campus. This tip is especially important, especially at the beginning of the year. So a lot of you live in residence halls or dorms, and you have a lot of people that live on the same floor as you. The best way to get really connected with everyone that lives on your floor is to leave the door to your room open. That way you kind of have that openness that connects you to everyone else on the floor, and it's really inviting atmosphere. So the people that live on the floor are going to be more likely to come talk to you and get to know you if your door is open, because that sends a positive and inviting signal to them. So be open and positive. Another important tip that you can do, especially also during the beginning of the year, is when you're in classes, try and sit by someone new. I know a lot of times it's really easy to get into the routine of sitting in the same seat every class, but try and get to know the people around you and try sitting next to new people. And if you do that, it'll really help you get to know all these new people and will make you feel less lonely. It'll also help academically because then you can use these people to create study groups or anything along those lines. Probably the second most important thing about dealing with loneliness is remembering that everyone handles it in different ways. So the way you handle it is going to be totally different from the way that someone else handles it. Each of you is unique, and keep that in mind when you are thinking about, am I lonely or not? Because the way you deal with it is going to be really different from other people around you. That being said, other people's public persona and how they portray themselves, for instance on social media or even in person, might not always be the case of how they're really feeling. They could just be putting up a really positive image, and don't let that get to you, because even if someone is feeling really positive and you're not, that doesn't mean that you can't be feeling positive. You just have to keep trying to push through, and you will eventually get to that positive feeling. If you find yourself in a situation where you're not getting any better and you're still feeling sad and lonely, maybe you should go talk to the counseling services at your college. Most colleges have this as a free service to you, so it's a really good way for you to go and talk to someone, get your feelings out, and then maybe get some advice on the ways that are best for you to go out and meet new people. A really fantastic way to deal with loneliness that a lot of colleges do is what are called dog days or animal days or anything of the sort. Basically what happens is all the professors and local people will bring their dogs to campus, and you can just go and play with all the dogs. Who doesn't love dogs besides cat people? I don't know any colleges that do cat days, but definitely go to dog days because dogs are amazing. And maybe once you are older in college and in your junior or senior year, maybe not living on campus, maybe get a dog or cat of your own. They can be very great companions and a great stress relief during the school year as well. When you're feeling lonely and really want to talk to someone, the most important piece to remember about this is that it is so much better to do it in person. If you can meet up face-to-face with someone, I guarantee it'll decrease your feelings of loneliness. If you aren't able to do a face-to-face meeting, try calling them on the phone. Anything is really better than a text message. Maybe try FaceTiming, Skyping, meeting in person. Make sending a text or a message on Facebook a last resort. Lastly, go do something fun. This could be going on a hike with people, going playing a board game together, finding coloring books and a box of crayons and just parking yourself in the common room and see who shows up. Doing something with people will really help to combat any feelings of loneliness that you have. And there are a lot of really great ways for you to get involved and do things with these people. Your campus might have a recreational or activities board that organizes different trips or adventures that you can go on, such as kayaking or hiking or maybe even a ropes course. Go and join these activities. You'll get to meet a lot of new people, it'll decrease your loneliness, and you'll have a lot of fun while you do it. If you have any other tips on loneliness, be sure to put them down in the comments below, or you can put them onto Twitter or Facebook, which if you haven't liked or followed either of those things for Pennsylvania Goes to College, find the links down below for those as well. Alright, I'll see you next week.